So this is a video that I haven't done, a topic that I have not touched on, but I feel like I should have touched on it from very early on in the channel, and that is getting, or I'll say looking for a job as a felon. And if you have clicked on this video, then I'm going to assume that you can relate in some way or another. Maybe you are a felon that already has a job, or maybe you are in search of a job, or maybe you're just interested in hearing the perspective. Either way, everyone's welcome. So, but I will say, if you are of the unfortunate group to be a felon and be one of us that don't want to return back to prison, so you want to change your life and get a job and do the right thing, then, well, first of all, good luck. Stay strong. You know, we all know it's not easy. But this video is primarily for someone like you, someone like me, okay? I definitely have many years of experience looking for jobs, working for jobs, working jobs, I'll say. So anyhow, I'll start right off with best case scenario. If you are coming out of prison, no matter how long you've been out, I mean, it really doesn't matter. I guess depending on which state. I know like California, after 7 years, a lot of jobs cannot go beyond 7 years in their search. Some can, but there are jobs that can't, so that's a big benefit. I'm here in Florida, and here in Florida, it does not matter how long you have been out, how long you have been trying to stay out of trouble, how long it's been since you have been arrested. If you got arrested at 18 and you're 55, a company can deny you because of something you did at 18. That's just the law here in Florida. So I'm going to be speaking primarily from my experience here in Florida. I know quite a bit of the states are similar, maybe not as harsh, but pretty much everyone has a some sort of ruling on getting a job as a felon. So anyway, best case scenario is having a family member or friend or close tie to those kind of get you in the door, maybe hire you outright. Like if someone owns a company, they can just hire you. Or if they're working for a company and they can put in a good word with the boss, with the owner, with whoever, and get you in. That is best case scenario, because that way you can bypass that whole have you been convicted of a felon question, and you don't have to sit down and answer any uncomfortable questions as far as why you were arrested, all that sort of stuff, how long it's been and whatnot. Because believe me, anyone that has been arrested or anyone that is a felon and has had to sit through that part of the interview, it's very uncomfortable. It's very humbling, and you really just almost feel like, what's the point? I mean, once I say, what I was arrested for, how long I was incarcerated for, they're just gonna automatically disqualify me from the job. But we still go through it. Another thing I would say is to just understand that most regular people that are not felons, if they grew up, their whole life, they lived their young life into, adulthood and wherever they are, most people, the average person, does not like a criminal. They will hold that against you. They're going to look at you like a criminal, and a lot of times they don't have any sympathy for you. They don't feel sorry that you did something stupid. It does not matter what your background is, where you came from, because there's always going to be a bunch of people that came from your same scenario, your same background, who did not commit crimes. So most people don't have any sympathy. So I would say don't expect much sympathy from anyone. Don't expect people to see it from your perspective or understand where you're coming from or anything like that, because most people don't. And a side note, I will say, and this is not for everyone, but a lot of people, especially if they are struggling in life and they are not a felon, they really don't want to see a felon doing better than them. I mean, that's just the reality. A lot of people like to see when other people are in a worse position in life than they are. Now, of course, that's not everyone, but there are people like that. So just keep that in mind, okay? Don't try to play on people's, sympathy or understanding for how you grew up or where you grew up, or whoever wasn't in your life, or things that happened to you. A lot of people are not going to care. Now, I will say there is a little bit of a niche where that can apply, and that is for women that have been assaulted. A lot of people, especially other women, take that into consideration. So if you're a woman that has been assaulted, then maybe you can find some wiggle room for that. And also, just be realistic in your job search, okay? If you were, I'll say from my case, a young teenager, 18 years old, when you got arrested, you don't have any college degree or even college experience. You came out with very little work history, other than working, fast food jobs. I had a job at a restaurant also. Don't try to apply for jobs that are just out of your league, okay? Not only are you a convicted felon, but you also just don't have the skill set. You don't have the experience. So be realistic when you're looking for jobs. I'm gonna be real with you. Learn a trade. Get your CDL, okay? Those are the best avenues for people coming out of prison. Learn a trade: plumbing, electricity, carpentry, laying tile, things like that. You can get experience in those fields. You can get jobs. There are companies that will hire you. There are people that will just hire someone to help them do a job. Be a nice person. Speak clearly. Just understand that your character, the way you present yourself, your appearance is going to have to carry you quite a bit of ways when the person knows that you are a felon. That because they're basically going to know that they're doing you a favor, and they are. So learn a trade, get a CDL, something like that. When you go to the interview, wear a button-up shirt, nice haircut. I mean, if you have dreads or something, whatever. But if you can, nice haircut, nice shave. Hopefully you don't have if you have gold teeth and all that, I would say get them removed, but whatever. It's on you if you don't. But things like that, look presentable, dress, smell good, wear clean clothes, all that kind of stuff, as much as you can. That's gonna help you out. But definitely be realistic. Go the trade route, okay? Also restaurants, I meant to say restaurants, back of the house, of course. Back of the house, they will hire you. Dishwashers, don't look down on that job, okay? Because you can advance from that. Dishwasher, some sort of cleaning crew, something like that at the back of the house. Anything like that just to get you in the door. And sometimes it's not always about getting in the door. Sometimes you have to reset. Say you get a good job somewhere doing something, maybe you got hooked up and you lose the job. It doesn't matter that you have experience doing whatever you were doing, because you're still a felon. And that's always going to be something that's always going to be a hurdle that you have to overcome. That's going to be a mountain that you have to climb. And beyond that mountain, there's going to be more mountains. So just keep that in mind. Also, realistically, I'll say down here in Florida, from my perspective, or from my experience rather, if they ask if you've been convicted of a felony, there is a very good chance that you will not get hired. It is not 100% guaranteed, but a majority of the time, if they ask that question, they are not going to hire you. So try your best. That's why I said trades, CDL, but also on Indeed, they have a search that you can put in called Fair Chance. And if you see companies that have that fair chance on there in the job description, they are more likely to give you an opportunity to come and work for them. They're going to be a little bit more lenient on hiring someone with a felon. Now, some companies still have certain felony crimes that they will not hire, but at least you can maybe get in there and explain your case, especially if you don't have one of the cases that they don't hire. But just realistically, I'll say a lot of times if they ask if you've been convicted, they're not going to hire you. And I'm not going to say don't waste your time, but you will see that it's going to be a waste of time to go after jobs that specifically say you must pass a background check. If they tell you that, they're not going to hire you. And you're going to end up in that scenario I was just talking about, having to explain what happened only for them to not hire you. And one thing you have to do is just get comfortable with rejection. Okay, get comfortable being told no, because you're going to be told no a lot. People who don't have records are told no a whole bunch. So just imagine how much more you are going to have to be comfortable with being rejected from searching for a job, being rejected by employers. A lot, especially right now, a lot of people are being laid off. They're looking for work. So they will take jobs that they may not have taken a while, some years ago, which a felon would be, sorry, I'm stumbling. A job that would be maybe a little bit more directed at someone who has a felony. So yeah, just understand that you are going to have to accept being told no a lot, and don't let it discourage you. Don't let it get you mad or what. I mean, you're gonna get mad, but don't let it get you to the point where you just get discouraged and just give up. And that's my last bit of advice. Don't give up. Okay. You get 100 no's, you get 1,000 no's. Eventually, you will get that yes. That yes will come, and it will likely not be a yes that you are excited about. But a yes is better than a no in your situation, in our situation. So just be grateful that you got a yes, and from that yes, you can build and build and build. You have to look at it like you have no other option, because you really don't. What is your option? Okay, are you going to give up and then do what? I mean, I guess if you have, some enabling family members, maybe they'll let you just lay around and do nothing. But that's going to get old. So what is your other option other than continue to put one foot in front of the other? I can't tell you how many days, nights, weeks, months I've been, just so discouraged. I look back on my young life and wish I would have made better choices. Nothing I can do about it at this point. But, we all go through that. Just understand that you are not alone in those feelings. Don't feel like you know, and because you can get caught up in feeling like you're the only one that's suffering or struggling like this, and you're not. Trust me, every day a lot of us get up and hit Indeed. You know, we're calling people, hey, you know, is there anyone that you can introduce me to for a job, picking up garbage, doing whatever, doing this, doing that. You just can't give up. You can't give up. That's the main thing. You have to have the mindset that, first of all, you have to understand that failure and being told no is a part of the journey and process to getting where you want to get. No one gets to where they want to get the first try or just easy. There's very few easy roads in life. So just keep that in mind. Keep pushing, keep putting one foot in front of the other, and don't give up. If you made it to the end of the video, I appreciate you listening to the end. I hope this helps someone that is in that situation. And until next time, I will talk to you all soon.